Welcome to Mind and Movement, getting smart about how you move. I'm Hazel. Thanks for joining me for Coffee and Move 19. We're in the garden today. It's Easter Friday. Happy Easter to everyone. And we're going to start with some movement of our feet on some uneven surfaces. So I'm going to be walking around on these stones. If you don't have stones in your backyard like this, you could just grab a few stones and do some moves of your foot like this. Get a stone, chuck it under your foot, and then mobilize the different parts of your foot by just standing on it, spreading your toes. But I'm going to walk around with my coffee. As you can see, uneven surfaces create different shapes of the foot, create a lot of movement of the foot, which is great for the foot. While we're here, let's check out the passion fruit vine. It's got heaps of passion fruit, yum! We'll stop back soon and get some more of those. But let's continue walking. Different loads for the feet. If you don't spend much time barefoot, probably you want to start with just standing still and loading your foot with the stone like this. So there's that stone on these other stones, and I'm just introducing loads to my feet by standing on the stone. It's pretty cool, right? Okay, the next thing I'm going to do here is a bit of hanging. I realise you guys are going to probably feel sick watching this because we ain't on a tripod. Alright, so now I'm going to do a little bit of hanging. So I've just got a stick over there's this kind of archway here in the garden, and all I'm doing is just keeping my feet on the ground and just putting a little bit of load through my ribcage. You may not be able to hear me. I'm just hanging, just swinging. It's fun. If you can hook up something like this in your garden, great. If you can't, in New Zealand here, you're currently not allowed to use parks, and so you can't hang on anything there, but if you can set something up in your garden, do that. The next thing I'm doing is a deep squat, one of the most foundational human movements. So I'm just hanging out in the deep squat position. I'm going to sit down on my bum and then come back up. Take a sip, sit down on my bum, come back up, take a sip. Then come with me. We're gonna do some just stepping up onto something. So here you'll see the edge of the garden box, and I'm just gonna step up onto that. So hopefully you can see there. I'm gonna step on up and step back down, up and back down, and up and back down, up, a little bit of balancing, and back down. Then let's go and get some more movement of our feet on those rocks. There's a nice looking cabbage. This cabbage, not so great. Also, if you haven't got stones to walk on, you could just walk on your lawn or the most natural kind of surface you can find. That'd be great. Hanging, swinging. If you haven't got anything to hang or swing on, you could just lift your arms above your head. That'd be also really great. So I'm going to do that sitting down. I'm going to lift my arms above my head, but I'm going to do it without thrusting my rib cage. So from the side, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to keep my rib cage in a neutral position and lift my arms and just hold them above my head. Good times. Imagine that somebody's passed you something and you need to hold it up to them for ages, and you don't do this very often, and it's kind of tiring, but it's great anyway. Oh, hands above the head. Okay, now we're going to do a stretch for our shoulder. You're going to take your hand out to the side. So I'm externally rotating this bone here, the humerus. Then I'm reaching it away from me, keeping my chin in. I'm just going to drop my head away. I feel a lovely stretch down here. Cars. There's not many of them on the roads these days, is there? This being day something 16 maybe of our lockdown here in New Zealand. So externally rotating that arm, reaching it away a bit, keeping the chin in and dropping the head over. Nice little stretch from the shoulder. Make sure you're not doing any lifting of the shoulder, it's just out and down. Breathing, again, really important. We could do that on both arms at the same time, reaching out, keeping the chin in. It's actually quite challenging this if you're doing it right. Breathing. It's really good stuff, the breathing. Oh, I love this one. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my hand behind my back, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to flip my hand over. Then I'm just going to sit here with my hand behind my back flipped over. Then I'm going to do this stretch with this arm. It's actually an arm. Let's do the same. So I'm going to turn this hand up the back, flip it over. This arm's going out, externally rotating it, keeping the chin in and dropping it over. And then we're just going to do a little bit more hanging. So if you haven't done any hanging before, you want to start by keeping your weight in your feet on the ground. So you're not putting the entire load of your body through your arms and shoulders. you can really control how much of the load goes into your shoulders, because the grip strength is going to be one of the things that stops you, and actually the strength of the skin on your hands is going to be one of the things that stops you from hanging. You're going to want to spend some time doing some hanging in small doses over large chunks of time, so that you start to build up the calluses on your hands. Calluses are highly vasculated parts of skin. They're really, really useful. The calluses on the sole of your foot, the callus on your hands. Your hands and feet actually have an extra layer in them, and they can build up amounts of keratin, which is hair. So if you stand on rocky surfaces, uneven surfaces that are challenging for your feet, over time you'll kind of get hooves. Hooves are hair, right? Keratin. You won't get it in the same level, but you potentially can develop the skin on your hands through hanging and through using your hands more on uneven and rougher surfaces. All of the surfaces we create in our Western environment are all very smooth, and so we don't tend to have as much interaction with rough natural surfaces, which we would have had we been spending all our time in nature. So let's finish off with a hang. Lovely to have you here with me today in the garden, and I hope you can hear me. If you can't, I won't publish this video, but hopefully you can hear me. See you tomorrow.